welcome to the stream. Alright, so first off, before we get started, due to stormy interference, because while I may be the fairy of storms, that doesn't keep my storms from interfering with my internet, and connection. So, if it does end up disconnecting a couple times, that's why there's some stormy interference. And I think that's just what I'm gonna say from now on. Like, anytime there's like anytime there's like an internet issue, I'm gonna be like, it's storms, it's fine. That's my excuse. That's why my internet gives out sometimes without any explanation. It's because my storms are simply too powerful. I'm simply too powerful for it. There's my lore reason. There we go. Where'd my pen go? Oh, there it is. Alright, so we are drawing today. We're drawing ARTFIGHT, and we are working on the same artwork that we've been working on for a while now. It is okay though. We will survive and it'll be fine. I'll just lock in and do the other ones. I just need to lock in just a little bit, is all. So, this way. Just gonna simple airbrushing. It's good. And let's see. And actually, I probably shouldn't. I'll leave the hair alone. Gonna push some of this away. There we go. And now we're going to. Oh no, that's too much. I need a little bit. There we go. Okay. Actually, that one will still shadow. This one won't. This one. I imagine these are 3D. I envision them as like little 3D, like gemstones he puts on his cheeks. Sure hope I got that right. That's what it looks like to me. Huzzah! Hope you're doing well. From the looks of them, you've been doing more than D&D with your friends. Yes, I did quite a bit of coloring on my own. And I also shrank his eyes because I realized his eyes were too big and that made him look younger than when he's supposed to be. He's supposed to be an older gentleman. So I needed to make his eyes a little bit smaller. And I also realized that I missed an important detail on his cheek. So I need to fix that. Let's see. Actually, so just to make sure I don't forget that, I am going to... what if I lose my color? My shadow colors. It's fine, I'll just pick a new one. This, and then I need to do this. Zoom in. zoom in, and then he does have a line where his cheek is. It looks like it's like a line to indicate. I didn't know my... Oh no, I can't do this. I can't do that. Alright, here we go. Sorry. I have some music on in the background for me to listen to. But it's copyrighted, so I can't play it on YouTube. But, it had voices in it, and it scared the living daylights out of me for a second. So, I can't do that, so I'm switching to a new one. Yeah, this feels right. No, if I do it too far, then it's gonna look like he's... I'll have to do more with shading to make sure that that comes across. I may just do that with shading in general instead of using a line, but I'll keep it for now just as a mental reminder for myself. Go. D&D was so much fun last night. I had a blast. Even though most of my attacks did nothing. But it's okay. It's fine. It's all an experience. It's all part of the experience. It's just sometimes the dice are evil. Oh, it looks so fun, and yes, we had fun. Hello, Lucy. Welcome in. How are you today? Oh, that was a big lightning flash. My goodness. Here we go. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to indicate that more with shading than I am with... Doing okay? How are you? I'm doing so well. Like I said earlier, if I lose connection, it's because the internet simply cannot handle my storms. So, so. And, well, godspeed with your current project. Thank you. I gotta lock in. I gotta finish it. I really could have finished this like a lot earlier, but I got kind of burnt out, not gonna lie. Mostly because this is like something new that I'm drawing and stuff. And so like, also I was busy. I can't say that it was just burnout. I was busy. I have been really busy lately, so I haven't really had the time nor the energy to do ARTFIGHT. So I kind of packed my weeks recently, not gonna lie. Which is great for me, like, socially. Not so great for my ARTFIGHT battle ratio. But that's okay. That's fine. So let's hit this. Okay. This needs a little bit of airbrushing. Right now we are cleaning up the shaded areas. We will be adding more shading later, but right now I am just cleaning up the areas where the light is hitting. A bit like how I used to do my grayscale stuff. It's fine. Hello, Eagle. How are you? Oh, goodness gracious. I am pooped though, man. I'm having fun, but I'm so tired. Let's see. And we're just gonna... Also, guys, for my first time drawing a pew-pew, it's not bad. Yeah. Right? not bad at all. I'm doing great. Good. I'm glad you're doing great. Okay, I know you can't really see what I'm doing, but I can see what I'm doing, and that's what matters. Give me 1 second. You will be able to see it better once I finish doing all of this. There's very light shading here, so I'm just erasing it just a wee bit. I'm using that new technique that I was talking about when I was drawing that one character with like the bright red hair. I'm using the same technique I used for her, and it's actually really, really nice because it does do most of like the really basic shading for me, and then all I have to do is like just clean it up a little bit and then add like details and stuff. It's actually very nice now that I've got a hang of it. So I have decided that the source of light is coming from the top right, left hand corner, the top left hand corner here. So we are going to be erasing the areas where that light would originally be hitting. Here we go. There we go. There we go. Over here too. Perfect. All right. Let's see. Oh, I forgot a very important part. I don't know what this little thing here is. It looks like a pew-pew to last the ages. Indeed. Okay, so the reason why it's got like, it looks like it's got some wear and tear on it and maybe a little bit of rust is because that's what the one that I was using as a reference had, and I thought that looked cool and gave it a bit of personality, so I kept it. I also plan on adding engravings into it. Realistically, can you add engravings to a... Can you add it to like the barrel of a gun? Like, can you add engravings to the barrel of a gun? Yes, I'm getting a confirmation real time. I can add engravings to the barrel of a gun, which I shall do. I'm actually going to lock in on that real quick because I really want to do it. It does look cool. Thank you, and you've done a great job with this male character. Thank you. I am doing my best. He looks like a man, and that's all I can really expect. Wherever? Ooh. Certainly? Ooh. Okay. So we're gonna add some engravings. He's got a lot of like clover and flower motifs going on, especially with like this little rose area and stuff. So, 1 second, I'm waiting for my stream to catch up to me. Alright, so there are the, okay, so there's the, yeah, that's the clover and the roses I was talking about. Okay, now it's back with me. It's with me now. Gosh, I move too fast for this thing sometimes. I'm going to quick save while I can. Oh, his spingy! I forgot one of his spingies. Give me a second. Please be kind to me, Clip Studio Paint. I beg of thee. Thank you. Okay. Erase. Let's choose a bigger eraser tool. Well, there we go. Okay, see? That looks really, really nice. Is there any areas that I need to... Okay, it looks like most of these other areas are okay. This one needs to be erased a little bit towards the top, because those shadows would not be falling right there. I could have kept that shadow, but that's okay. Because this is where most of the light would be hitting. Here we go. should put those rose vines wrapping around the barrel and ending with a rose on the drum. Ooh, I like that idea. I think I'll do that. Ooh, I'm gonna get to lock in so hard on some metal rendering. Alright, I'm gonna pop off. I haven't been focusing a lot on metal rendering recently. I mean, I do like very basic, but for this, I'm gonna like lock in, you know? Cause like, since there's engravings and stuff on the metal parts, then I feel like I need to like lock in on it, you know? I need to focus on it. I do need to erase some portions of this. Erase. Here. And then here. And then up on this horn. Up here along the rim. Oh, I crossed over some. I need to fix that design. That's leaking over the line art. You see it? Are you thinking about engraving it with gold? Actually, I was going to keep it the silver color. The deeper gray color. But I could. That is a good idea. Okay, here we go. And then... very, very simple shape. Right now. I'll go through and add more detail to it later. I do need a very small brush for the eyebrows. Brows of this. Gorgeous. Okay. Here we go. Every time I look at the character design and then I look at my version of him, I realize that my art style doesn't really suit rough and tumble very well. He looks very he looks very soft compared to his actual drawing. Like the reference I'm looking at, which I've got his features right. It's just the difference in art style. That's funny. Yeah. You can see him up here in the corner. One of my clouds is blocking him a little bit here. I'll let you guys... Here, one second. Let me zoom out a little bit on him. So up in the right-hand corner, you'll see this little thing moving. You'll see it moving in a second once my stream catches up to me a little bit. You gonna... There it goes. Okay, yeah, you see me moving around now. Alright, so... I'm going to... Let's take off the pretty overlay for a second. And you can see him up there. See him? You're just too fast. I'm zooming. But yeah, you can see him up here. Like right above my head. One second. I see him. Okay, perfect. But yeah, that's him. That's what he looks like. So I'm doing my best. I think it's mostly the eyes. Like if I had... Wait. What if I just lock in? One second. Give me a second. Okay, we're gonna finish this area first. And then we're gonna go over to the thing and we're gonna try something out. Actually, I think this works to... Actually, I think this works in its favor. It helps draw attention to the engravings. We're just gonna leave that there. I do need to make sure these buttons have your stuff erased. I also need to clean up those lines I mentioned earlier. Those are all in the same layer, so I just need to turn shadows off. Okay. Where's my G pen? There it is. I don't want it too big of a pen because then it's gonna freak out on me. Pull this brown color. Would they have noticed it? No. But do I know it's there? Yes. And that's what matters. I'm making things that I can be proud of. And I'm not going to be very proud of it if I let little mistakes like that go just because I think other people aren't going to see them. I'd be more inclined to do it if it was like just my own drawing, but since this is for somebody else, I want to do my very best. I can make exceptions for me, but not for anybody else. Make sure that... Oh! That's not what I wanted to do. I wanted the eraser tool, thank you very much. Oh, gracious. I'm on the wrong layer. There we go. Let's get his knuckles. And then the top half over here is going to have light hitting it. So let's erase a little bit. This needs to be erased a little bit more. The rest of these, that looks nice. It looks nice and soft. Nice and soft. Alright, so we're still cleaning up our shading a little bit. This needs to be cleaned up just a wee bit. No. There we go. Alright, I think I've cleaned it up enough. So now we're going to... Oh wait, no I didn't. Actually, I'm gonna do that thing that I mentioned earlier. So... if I add more detail to the eyes, like more lines and stuff, it's going to make him look older. Like he's supposed to. So... we're gonna do that real quick. So we're gonna give him this line here, which I normally give characters these eye lines anyway, so it's not that much of a deviation from my normal style. But it is going to help age him up just a wee bit. Now, these... okay, not these lines. The other lines I'm talking about, that I'm about to do. Okay. It's okay, that's a little of me. And we're just gonna follow the line of the eyelid a little bit. Oh, see? That makes him look a lot older. Not a lot. I mean, like, older than he was. Gosh, I'm so sorry. That was evil. Maybe I should put some right here. That's too much. There we go. Yeah, that makes him look a little more mature. Just a wee bit older. And then smile lines, but I think that's too much because according to his, yeah, there we go. Holy cow, I forgot a very important part of his design. Okay, 1 second. He's got rope scars on his neck. did you draw that? Okay. I do need... How am I gonna draw that? Elves do seem to age better than other species. That is a good point. That is a good point. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out what to do for, like, what brush to use for his rope scars. They look stretched and faded here. So we'll just sketch them out for now, and then we'll work on them a little bit. Oh, I do not need that stabilization up that high. Would you stop that? Okay. Okay, here we go. And it looks like that, so they are stretched, and there is quite a bit of cutting kind of merging them together. So I do have a brush that I think might work to create that effect. Is this what a rope scar looks like? I gotta look at that. Okay, so it looks a little more... It is clunky. Ooh. Okay, it is kind of clunky looking. Okay, so... But it does kind of merge a little bit among itself. It's less lumpy like that. It's more like this. And it does have, like, scar tissue around it, so... Okay. Now we're gonna go over to effects. Do you have the? Would you call bound? These movies. A single band. Yeah. It should be a single. From what I saw, most of them were single bands. But this particular person drew them with 2 bands, and I don't want to deviate from their design too much. So I'm going to give it 2 bands, just because they gave it 2 bands. But I do agree, I think it would be 1 band. I think this guy escaped a hanging, I'm not gonna lie. Like, in-game, for YouTube purposes. I'm pretty sure... Oh, no, that's not correct. That's not correct. I'm so sorry, guys. Trigger warning, I guess? I'm about to be rendering scars, so... One second, I'm waiting for Studio Paint to catch up to me. Okay, let's get started. Need smaller lines, and then just push this in, pull that out, push this in, pull that out, just along the edges here. what I'm doing right now is I'm trying to stretch out the skin just like it would be if it was, like, as a scar. Especially a badly healed scar will have, stretch marks around it. Tons of stretch marks. And it looks like that the way they rendered it, it's meant to be kind of stretched out and kind of grueling looking. Now, I did read a little bit about the character. I don't remember them ever state... Part of me says they did state that he's, like, a criminal of sorts, but I don't remember what kind of criminal. Like, if he's, like, an assassin or a thief. But maybe I'm wrong. Who knows? Maybe he was wrongly accused. I'll have to read up on the character lore again. Okay. Now, I'm gonna go and we're gonna open a new layer. And then we're gonna pull in some lighter skin tones. We're just gonna put this along the edges here. And just that. Trust the process, guys. Trust the process. And then we're gonna blend a little bit. That's a little too much. Oh, that's the eraser tool. Duh. That's why it was a little too much. You! Hello, Clara! Welcome in! Maybe his hat flew off during a wild ride across the tundra and his hat tie left a mark. Yeah! Yeah! That's what happened. Hi! How are you, Clara? I'm currently drawing a scar, so, trigger warning. I am drawing a scar right now. And it's supposed to be a really gnarly one. Darker. We're gonna open up another layer. The next scar, yes. And I'm gonna blend this in a second. Just trust the process, guys. Trust the process. Scars come in different colors depending upon how they heal. Some are lighter than the surrounding skins. Some are redder or brownish. Yeah, these appear to be red/brownish. Most scars do have, like, a raised middle. Or maybe it's a tattoo he got in his reckless youth. Mayhaps, mayhaps. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to add that risen layer of skin in the middle. Okay. No, that's too bright, I think. We're gonna add a new layer so I don't have to worry about messing up my other stuff. Okay. Push and pull, push and pull. Scars can also heal darker with sun exposure during the healing process. I currently have to use a lot of sunscreen for my newish medical scars. Oh! Also, hello, Del Taco! Welcome in! Thank you for coming! Wait. You said new medical scars? Are you okay? Here we go. Does that look realistic enough, guys? Yeah, I'm good. I had the surgery in October of 2025. Oh, gotcha, gotcha. Well, I'm glad you recovered well. I'm glad you recovered nicely. At least it seems like you did. See, I think this looks a little bit better. Yeah, does this... Okay. Opinions all around. Does this scar look nice? Should I move on? I'm so glad I remembered that because I nearly forgot about it. Like, I was like, alright, I'm done. Let's move on. We're gonna do more shading. I'm so glad I remembered this. Scars can also be convex or concave from the room based on the type of injury and resulting healing. I've got one on my leg from a hole that is embedded in the skin rather than raised because... Oh! Yes, yes, yes. I have a scar from when I was little, on my lip, that's kind of still a little bit raised. It's very, very faded because I got it when I was very, very young. So it healed up almost completely. So it's really, really hard to see, but I do have a scar in the corner of my lips. Looks good to me. Perfect, perfect. This is a rope scar, specifically. So, I don't know. Also, some people here heal different, like people with hypermobility or other conditions also affect the skin. It's quite interesting. Oh, fascinating, actually. I don't think I knew that. I will say it does look like I made it a little too light. I may have to darken it just a wee bit. There we go. Yep, okay, that looks great. Thank you all so much. Also, I think Clara is about to finish what she was saying. Okay, so I think... Oh yeah, here it is. Part 2 of... Okay, so rather than raised because of missing organic material. Wounds from cuts, like surgical cut scars, tend to be raised from the skin, kind of like how mountains form in the earth. Yes, 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 that makes a lot of sense. That makes a ton of sense. Sorry, someone asked me a question and now I am answering it. Okay, but yes. Okay, perfect. So we are... Alright, let's... You know what? Let's go ahead and do some of the gun design. I mean, pew pew. I'm a font of weird and useless knowledge. It's not useless. I also, like, delve into, like, a lot of, like... Especially since I'm an artist and a writer, I tend to delve into a lot of different subjects in order to make sure that my knowledge is well-rounded and so that I can, like, write properly and design characters properly, especially if they have scars, certain, like, anything. No, my Twizzler! What happened to your Twizzler? What's wrong with your Twizzler? I'm enjoying the little medical lesson. Isn't it nice? I love it when people share their knowledge with me because I get more knowledge. It's probably a big reason why whenever I'm in, like, chats with people, I just sit back and listen rather than actively engage. Because I'm just a big listener. I like listening. I will yap. I can yap, and I can be a yapper, especially if I'm, like, hanging out with somebody who isn't yapping. I start yapping, and I'll just yap about random things. Like, I'm sorry, I'm not spewing my well of knowledge. I don't think of that right off the bat. I just sit there, I'm like, that's a nice tree. You know, trees are nice. I like them a lot. My favorite tree is a birch tree. I like its colors. I like how the leaves can be, I like how stark orange leaves look on them because the trunk is white with, like, those black speckles on it. I love birch trees, you know? It's nice having something to discuss during an elevator ride. Yeah. That's why studying and understanding physics helps with understanding motion and animation. Yes, exactly. I'm really into, like, fabric motion and hair motion. So, like, fabric and hair are some of my favorite things to draw. I like how flowy they are. I like the shapes they can make. And I like utilizing those shapes. If ever I'm drawing something dynamic, I don't draw very dynamic things often, but I'm going to try and lean into those a little bit more. You know? Alright, so... we're going to start doing some designs on this barrel here. Oh, not what I wanted to do. I think what I'm going to do first, I'm going to take this color here. I'm going to move it over to the blue a little bit. Now I could start with a darker engraving and then shade the inside to make it lighter. I think I'll do that. Okay, so we're gonna start off with a darker color. And we are going to use this. And we're going to, once again, trust the process. I might do a different thing, actually. Okay. Okay, this feels, too thick. Maybe this? Okay, that feels a little bit better. Okay. See, okay, yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I love my little swirlies. Okay, no, too much. Okay. And then that would wrap around, so. So. Yeah, okay. Some space, because then it'd wrap around. Yeah, because then it, here. Oh. Like this. Okay. And then. Okay. Maybe? Maybe. Okay. Alright. I'm adding leaves to it because the vines alone seemed a little... Why did I not go to college for science? Sobs. Oh. Hey, look, it's never too late to go back to college if you really want to. Never too late. Okay. Okay. And... I feel like I need to mess with this a little bit. Never mind. I'm just gonna leave it the way it is. And I think I'll just use overlay. Oh, that doesn't look much like an engraving, though. Okay, that feels a little bit better. Yeah, that feels better. Guy in my new class is about 10 years older than the youngest person in it, and we all think he's pretty cool. Yeah. When I was attending my college, my fairy college, there was a lady in there who was like 60 years old. It was really, really cool. She was really, really sweet. Also, a very good painter. Please give me my eraser. Thank you. Okay, I'm gonna clean up some of these leaves. Because they're a little too thick. My mom also gets students anywhere from 17 to 85 in her class. That's so cool. My degree is technically in science, but that's mostly because I grabbed whatever degree my credits amounted to when I dropped out of college. Never had the graduation ceremony for it. Oh, gotcha. technically, I think mine's considered a liberal arts degree. Um, because I was like, because I was in like graphic design courses, but then I was like, oh, but I really like writing. I would really like to have more English classes. Because I was also possibly thinking about becoming like an English teacher, even though, honestly, I kind of don't want to do that. I know we need more teachers, but like, I don't want to be one. Not with the kids these days. But I also really like writing, and I was like, well, studying literature is how I got better at writing. So I was like, I want to do more English classes. So I did. Associates of Science, yeah. Mine's technically like I made my own degree kind of thing, but in the branch of things, it would be liberal arts. I forgot what mine would be when I finished. Something creative, like it's a craftsman's education. Ooh, that's so cool! That's so cool. I love that. Not gonna lie, I briefly considered going to carpentry. I also briefly considered becoming a train conductor. Just because I wanted to go see other places. Okay. Okay. Here we go. I go make pretty jewelry. Heck yeah. That's so fun. Hmm. Okay. And here. I'm trying to mimic the same design that I did on the shirt, but not like completely, you know? Just something that is vaguely reminiscent of it, you know? Perfect. Okay, I like this. Alright, now we're gonna clean it up a little bit with some... Whew. Erasing. Alright. Ooh, what a pretty design on the weapon. Thank you, thank you. I am doing my best. It just made sense for him to have a decorative weapon, you know? can't wait for chemistry. The teacher seems super nice, and you know it's good when they have a periodic table flag with their face on it. I adore that. That's so funny. Oh, thank you so much, Lucy. I'll do that. I'll do that as soon as I get done with stream here. That is very helpful. Thank you so much. I'll try that, because the thing I went to Reddit, and the thing I tried that they suggested I already had turned off, so I was like, oh, it's not that, guys. Is there anything else it could be? Oh, stretch. Okay. No problem. Yeah. Okay. I think now. I think it's gonna be easier for me if I just treat it like it's engraved into metal. So give me a second. Plus, that feels a little more rough and tumble. Now, I may give some, like, small gold accents on the handle of the gun. So, I mean, the pew-pew? The handle of the pew-pew? Gosh, swear. I'm gonna get myself nuked. Okay. We're just gonna blur the edges here a little bit. Yeah. Just gonna blur these edges a little bit. And the reason why I'm doing the blur tool is so I can kind of control how intense it is in certain areas. Because I don't want it to be too intense all around, you know? But once again, this is a big trust the process moment. Y'all are just gonna have to trust me. Okay. I'm blurring these corners because that's where the most of the shadows would gather. I'm gonna lightly brush up around the edges there. And there, 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 there. Alright, I'm gonna have to do a little bit of the same thing here. The inside. Work! Clip Studio Paint, work! Thank you! Okay. Right. Now we're gonna open up a new layer. I'm gonna pick up this silvery color. Just gonna go through. And so the light's coming from up here. Just gonna... Go. Mm-hmm. Nice. The constant exhaustion is gonna end me. I'm so sorry, Clara. I hope it gets better. That's never fun. Here we go. I should have added some right here too. There we go. Okay. Trust the process. Okay. Okay. I wish to hallucinate a bed in my office, then sleep in it. Sleep would be so nice. I'm so sorry, Clara. Have you not been getting good sleep recently? Oh. Yoink. I never get good sleep. I'm so sorry, Clara. That's so frustrating. I think for this one, I think I'm gonna add a polish bonus to this artwork because I've spent quite a lot of time on this. And I've spent like tons of time making sure I got my details right. They don't have a reference for his weapon, so I'm doing extra effort by designing a weapon for him. So I think I deserve a polish on this one. My first polish of this year for ARTFIGHT. I love the silver detail on the pew pew. Thank you. This is actually going to be part of the highlights for helping the engravings look 3D. So I'll show you in a second. Oh, I did that too much. Way too much. So let's come in here. So this would have some light on it. This would also have some light on it. Here we go. This would have light on it. This would have light on it. This would have light on it. This would have a little bit of light on the edges here, a little bit of light here, some light here, some light here. Here. Go. I feel kind of bad because I have some friends who joined my hit list, but I haven't attacked any of them. And I feel kind of bad, but also I also felt bad prioritizing my friends over other people and stuff, especially since I've given my friends artwork over the years. Oh my gosh, peace. It's not letting me put on a glow layer. Just so you know, my goal was to put a glow layer on here. Layer settings. Correction. No. What? Surely I can do effects via this top half here, can't I? I can't? How odd. Alright. Well, I guess I'll have to live without my correction right now. We'll just go in and blur the edges, I guess. Just do stick figures for your friends. This is a battle after all. Oh, I gotta put some effort into it. Because if not, then they'll get mad. For ARTFIGHT, they actually, like, drawing simple characters isn't nearly as much, points as, drawing full pieces and stuff. Sorry, I'm locked in. Give me a moment. I really need to be able to... See, these need to be... Yep, and then these need to be blended together. These need to be blended together. Yeah, there we go. Let's save real quick, and hopefully I can access my layer effects because I use this bright silver color for highlights. It's also the color I use for, like, regular silver, you know? Okay, come on. Give me a second. Layer. What is this? Blending mode. Can I find a blending mode around here somewhere? Still odd that it's not letting you access those layer effects. I know it! It's being a little butthole. Blending, blending. Okay. Render? No. Okay. Alright. Why are you like this? I just want to change the blending mode. Is there not another way for me to access that? There's gotta be another way. Maybe if I briefly take it out of here. It's just, I don't know what it is doing. Let me glow! Gracious me! It's not letting me glow! It's dimming my sparkle! Well, fine then. Fine. I'll just move on to other things. Like rendering the hair. Alright, go through and we're just gonna erase some of the shading on this hair. Okay. Just don't let it dull your sparkle. I'm trying not to. But it hates me. All I'm doing right now is I'm just erasing for the strands here to try and make sure see, it helps create some depth in the hair, and then I'll be adding lighting and stuff to it later. For now, we're just gonna do some simple shading for the hair. Procreate hates everyone. I use Clip Studio Paint, but yeah, it hates me. Right now, it hates me. For example, not drawing the lines I'm trying to draw. Here, save. because just because you're being so laggy, it's starting to scare me. You're starting to scare me. Are his eyes lacking the life and slash eye shine in them kind of disturbing you guys? Ooh. Sorry, I just saw an update. Actually, I believe most art programs are professional haters. Yes. Yes, I agree. They make it their mission. Because sometimes, especially when I'm streaming, okay, so it hates me specifically when I'm streaming because it gets so laggy and stuff. My poor little laptop's fighting for its life right now. There we go. It's kind of why I want to get like a new thing, like a Cintiq. I kind of really want something new like that. I do have like an attachment to this computer, but then I could just use this as like something I can do to like write on the go or something like that. Or maybe even sketch and then just export it over to another computer or something like that. Because, since I pay for the annual, like the one-time payment plan for, Clip Studio Paint, I pay for it once and I get it forever and I can choose what updates I want to download and stuff. So if I'm like keeping up with the updates, then technically speaking, I am paying yearly, but I don't mind that so much. Because I normally wait until like 2 updates and I'm like, okay, now I'll fork out the money, you know? Anyway, because I pay for that, I should be able to put my Clip Studio Paint over on something else and it should let me like just download it on a different computer for myself. And I can just export them over to each other, I guess. That'd be really, really nice. But yeah. I do kind of want like, I don't want like I don't know, there's a very specific kind that I want. I just need to make sure I have space for it. But one I can stream from easier would be fantastic. Actually, yeah, I want something. Here we go. But at the same time, okay, so sorry, I got quiet for a second, but like at the same time, those things are kind of expensive. So, like, I'd have to save up for a little while to get one. And I have other things that I'm trying to save up for. So it's, like, lower on my list because my laptop just does just fine. It's just, I wish I had something a little bit better for streaming purposes, streaming art purposes. It's doing fine. It's just laggy and it irritates me. I don't want it to be laggy. I don't know if that's, like, just an issue in general. Because I do follow this one artist on YouTube who does do art streams with Clip Studio Paint and stuff. And sometimes hers lags too, so I don't know. Maybe that's just the price we pay to stream art, is lag. Okay. There we go. When a computer is dogged down, it lags its tail because it's happy. Oh, that was great, Rin. Thank you. That was funny. Let's see. I was streaming 2 places yesterday. Had rolled 2 Roll20 apps open, which are a little resource heavy. YouTube chat, Twitch chat, and my notes open yesterday, and my computer, which is usually a beast, slugged. Oh my lordy. Yeah, that's true. I've got, okay, so I'm using what is called OBS Teleport. And so what I'm doing is that I have my art up on my laptop, like my art program, and I'm drawing on my laptop, but I also have OBS open in the background. It's not actively, and it's streaming to my OBS over on my desktop computer. So that way I can draw on my laptop while also stream it to my OBS. So technically my laptop is streaming to my OBS, like both OBS programs are connected and talking to each other, and they're streaming between each other, and then my OBS is streaming to, and then my OBS on my desktop is streaming to YouTube, if that makes sense. So there's like multiple different connections. 1 second. Okay, so let's see. So, oh, that's pretty interesting. Yes. So like I've got my laptop with OBS plus Clip Studio Paint, right? And then I've got my desktop with VTube Studio plus OBS on it. And through Teleport, both OBS sites talk to each other. And then this OBS is what's streaming to YouTube. See? Guys, I just had such an iPad kid moment. My TV is watching YouTube while my computer is watching this stream, and my phone had TikTok. I need to go outside and touch grass and read a book. Eagle, no! Oh, that's so funny. That's so fair, though. Gosh. That's insane. Juggling through multiple teams of tea. So true. But yeah, so that's how like teleport through the OBS works. So it's like a bunch of like little things, and like I think this laptop I've had for forever. I didn't mean for it to happen, it just kind of happened. Yeah, that's fair. I have video essays up while playing video games, so I feel I'm so sleepy today for no reason. Oh, Porta Taco. I bet the rain noises in the background aren't helping. I don't know if you can actually hear those right now, actually. Oh no, you can hear them. They're up. Well, not right now, but I do that. Yeah, right. I normally listen to, it depends on my mood. I'll listen to music, or I'll listen to a stream, or I'll listen to like a game playthrough while I'm drawing. If I'm writing, I have to have specifically classical music, because anything with words kind of short circuits my brain, because I'm trying to like write words and stuff. Let's see. Other than that, I was occasionally listening to somebody talk while I was playing Infinity Nikki, but that's most of the time just while I'm like designing outfits on it, styling outfits on Infinity Nikki. If it's like a story-heavy game or a game with music that I haven't heard before, I'll play through with just the game sounds and stuff on. But yeah. I also need to come up with a full body pose, but my brain is not working. Dude, full body poses are way harder than they need to be. Like, I don't know what to do with your legs while you're standing there, sir. Like, at least with a half body, all I have to worry about is the arm positionings, arms and stuff. I will say, when in doubt, normally I'll do like a very standard, like, hashtag elegant pose or something like that. I don't know. I do look up some like standard posing sometimes. I don't know how some game developers come up with like poses for their concept art. Oh, same with the classical. I need either classical writing or ambience. Yeah, exactly. Dude, I love having both. Right now, while I'm streaming, I'm listening to Lord of the Rings, The Shire, peaceful music and ambience during a midnight storm. So it's got both like storm ambience to it, and it's got music, banging music. It's so nice. Now, I will say that I was really into just listening to like running water videos or like thunderstorm videos. I need wordless to get it into drawing, but if I'm already in the zone, words are fine. I don't hear them anyway. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. In order to help me vibe while I'm drawing, I will listen to pop music, and I'll be like, while I'm singing and I'm jamming out. Like, it's a lot of fun. I call them my drawing jam sessions. Art jam sessions. I need to come up with a better name for that. But yeah, okay. I should I can get rid of this now. Y'all don't need to see it anymore. Let me check to see if my... It's still not working! It still won't let me use blending modes! Alright. Back to the meticulousness. Alright, so... Ba-doop. 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 Calm down, Clip Studio Paint. Calm down. Saving because that scared me. Oh, what's the gouache blender brush? I don't remember having that. Ba-doop. 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 Clip Studio Paint. It's such a pain. It's a pain in my tushy, guys. I love Clip Studio Paint. It's like I've had this and I've been using this art program for years, even before it was branded as Clip Studio Paint. At one point, guys, I was using it when it was called Manga Studio. And I really liked, and I've always liked using it, you know? But yeah, so irritating. It's a pain in my tushy. Back in my day, it was back when I was 14. Clip Studio Paint has been around for 10 years. And you know, they let me upgrade for free. By the way, they let me upgrade from Manga Studio to Clip Studio for free. They were like, you're grandfathered in. Go ahead, come on in. And so I got the basic one for free. And then I started upgrading. Because I was like, ooh, yeah, I want all of this. I want to do all of this. I now, the one that I'm using, which is Pro, is for comics and animation, as well as illustration. But there is another one that you can get that's just for illustration. Okay. I know you guys can't see it very well, but it is making a small difference. And this does cut back a bit on my time too. All right. If I trust anyone with the hair process, it's you. Thank you, Lucy. I appreciate it. Perfect. I'm gonna... Oh, okay. I guess that was my imagination. Oh, it's in the music. Okay. Never mind, it wasn't my imagination. But I'm gonna skip the braid for now because the braid needs short little strokes and it won't let me do those short little strokes in this particular instance with the way it's lagging, so... Okay. My friends just sent me a GIF and it made me actually chuckle out loud. I need to show y'all this. Put it in the court of fae. I shall deposit it into... Yes, yes, do it. Put it in the Discord. Okay. Oh, I'm going to go look at it. Oh, gracious! me when I get you. Me when I get you. Me when I snatch you up. POV, you get lost in the Feywild and you stop to eat a little snack you found on the road. I need that as a reaction image, actually. I love that. I need to find that and save it. That was so cute and funny. All right. Perfect. Mm-hmm. Here we go. Beautiful. heart? Why? Why do you torture me so? Okay. Sorry guys, I got really quiet because I'm trying to concentrate. It's not working the way I want it to. Wait, I think I forgot to, if I filled in the hit list, I think I may have forgotten. I can check. Give me a second. Won't take me long. We do. Google Forms. List of people who, what would it be under? Would it be under your Discord username? Or would it be under something else? Soul Snatch? Aw. Yeah. There's no Soul Snatch in my list. Yeah, you're not in here. I don't see Del Tacos or Soul Snatch. Ah! Ah! Let's see. Also, I have not been, so for my ARTFIGHT attacks, I'm doing visual novel style attacks this year. I think I say this every single stream, but, not this next section. I have not been including it in, as an animation. Mostly because I'm not actually animating anything. I am keeping the character separate from the background, and I'm going into Canva, and I am setting up animations in there. So basically, when they fade in, when they fade out, when the text box fades in, when the text box fades out. And labeling that as an animation really kind of felt like it would be dishonest. So I haven't been labeling them as animations, but I have been uploading them as GIFs. Though doing that does make it to where it kind of crunches up the quality a little bit. So I think that counts as partial animation. It doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel right. Because, like, I'm not doing any effort as far as, like, the animation goes. I'm just going into Canva, selecting the image, and being like, yeah, I want this to fade in. And I want it to fade out. And I adjust the timing to make sure that it, like, fades in when I want it to and stuff. It's more like making a slideshow than anything. Okay. All right. I must depart. Cthulhu is calling once more. Good luck, Del Taco. I wish you the best on your journey to, defeating Cthulhu? Maybe? I don't know what the plot line of your D&D game is. I probably should ask about that. But you don't have to answer now. You can go. You go. Don't be late. Don't be late. Thank you for coming in. Here we go. And stroke air. And it's gonna... There we go. Alright. We're finished with the basics of the hair shading. Huzzah! Let's see. Okay, anyway, sorry, I was thinking. Will it let me pick out... Will it let me do it now? One second, I gotta save. It scared me again. It keeps doing that. Once again, I don't think Clip Studio Paint likes it when I stream. Oh, holy cow, it's working! Huzzah! Okay, so now we can go back here and we can adjust. There we go. That looks more like it's engraved, doesn't it? Let me just do some basic shading here. Here we go. Okay. And then I think it could stand to be a little more. There it goes. A little more faint. Ooh, yeah, it looks better now. I'm glad it decided to work. Yes, yes, it finally worked. That was really starting to get on my nerves. Yeah, that looks 3D, doesn't it? That looks like it's three-dimensional. I could do a thing real quick. I'm gonna do a thing real quick. We're gonna move this. No. Wait a moment. Can't believe I just thought of this. Actually, wait. I can still do it, actually. So we're just gonna pick up a new layer. Switch that one to glow too. And then I'm gonna take this square. And then we're gonna move this. Okay, wait. Can I just move the selection then? Yeah. Okay, there we go. Okay. Trust the process. Erase. Okay. Filter, blur, Gaussian blur. Nice. And then we're lowering that opacity just a wee bit. Nice. Good stuff. Perfect. We probably need to do the same thing right here too. Let's do another box. Okay. Now, oh wait. There we go. I was beginning in doubt, but trusting the process worked perfectly. I know it. It's very important to just trust the process. Trusting the process always pays in the end. Blur, Gaussian blur. That may be too much. Perfect. Here we go. I'll add more of that later. Actually, I'll go ahead and add more of it now since I'm already here. A little bit of this. Worked like a charm. Heck yeah, it did. Okay. Okay. Computer, hold on! Give it a second. Now, I will be going in with a little bit of a, with better shading later. But for now, I really like using the light to carve out an idea of where everything needs to go. So that's what I'm doing right let's hope this saves a little bit. And then we're just gonna plug in my computer. And since we've only got like a minute left, I guess we'll just, yeah. I should be able to finish this drawing in particular by either today or tomorrow. Depending upon how much time I have this evening to work on it. Tomorrow I kind of want to be a chill work on art day. I also need to get the stream schedule for next week up. Back to the usual, just 2 days streaming for this week. This past week was a bit of a doozy. I normally don't stream that much, and I know like one of the streams I was in, it wasn't like a stream that I was like actively streaming, but I was still participating in a stream, and it was a lot of fun. I did a lot more streams this week than I normally do. I had a blast though. That sounds like a lovely way to spend a day. Yeah, I'm very excited. I kind of need some wind down time. I've been like non-stop socializing for the past like 2 weekends, and Silver needs a break. Silver's tired. Silver needs a break. So Monday shall be my break. I can't say that. That's a surprise. Forget I was going to say anything. Yeah. Anyway, I've got plans for stuff I want to do tomorrow, so I'm gonna do those, and I'm gonna like hole up at home. I'm going to hermit so hard. So you definitely need a day of wind down. Yes, I do. I really do. I'm tired. Anyway, thank you all so much for coming. I really appreciate it. And I'll try my best to get the stream schedule out by tonight. Keep an eye out for it on the community page. Keep an eye out for it literally everywhere else. Okay, bye. Bye-bye. I'm so glad y'all liked the stream. Goodbye.